Well, since I can't help myself and I have to get the news out there, since there is basically non-news all over the place, um, I came across some articles, recent articles actually, by Amy Goodman, which is, she's writing an actual newspaper column now, not picked up by too many syndicates yet. Um, in any case, it addresses the national news, not the international news. And what she was talking about last week, a very interesting column, very interesting statements, and might be worth checking out. I would definitely recommend it. Um, it's the title of the article is CBS silences general dissent. Now, by general, she means a particular general, not general dissent, but a particular general. Very interesting article. Okay, so this is by Amy Goodman. Listening to retired U.S. Army Major General John Batiste, you sense his intense loyalty to the military. He commanded the Army's 1st Infantry Division in Iraq, capping a 31-year career in the Army. So why did CBS News fire him as a paid news consultant? A straight answer from CBS seems to be as elusive as those Iraqi weapons of mass destruction. The short answer: Batiste appeared in a television advertisement sponsored by VoteVets.org, a nonpartisan group that advocates for veterans. In the 30-second spot, he said in part, "Mr. President, you did not listen. You continue to pursue a failed strategy that is breaking our great Army and Marine Corps. I left the Army in protest in order to speak out, Mr. President. You have placed our nation at peril." Batiste is one of the 6 retired generals who called for the resignation of then Secretary Donald Rumsfeld in the spring of 2006. Of those generals, he alone both served at a high level in the Pentagon and commanded 22,000 troops in Iraq. Despite a promised promotion to 3-star general, which would have made him a 2nd highest ranking officer in Iraq, U.S. officer that is, Batiste made the difficult decision to retire and speak out. Now, my own personal opinion may not matter on this. I'm not sure how difficult that decision was. Certainly not as difficult as some people who have put their lives on the line, not just their careers. But, it bears mention, certainly. In the run-up to the war in Iraq, the failure of mainstream news organizations to raise legitimate questions about the government's rush to war was compounded by the network's deliberate decisions to stress military perspectives before any fighting had even begun. CNN's use of retired generals as supposedly independent experts reinforced the decidedly military mindset as serious questions remained about the wisdom and necessity about going to war. And, you might say the very same thing about PBS in that respect. That's my take on it. In 1999, when the U.S. was bombing Yugoslavia, I asked Frank Sesno, vice president of CNN, "Why do you pay these generals? And have you ever considered putting peace activists on the payroll?" Now, this is Amy Goodman conducting the interview. "Or inviting them into the studio to respond to the drumbeat of war?" The CNN executive responded, "We've talked about this, but no, we wouldn't do that. we wouldn't do that, because generals are analysts and peace activists are advocates. That's not far from the reasons CBS gave for firing Batiste, the guy that they just fired as their military analyst, former general. According to CBSNews.com blog, CBS News Vice President Linda Mason explained, "We ask that people not be involved in advocacy. Generals, it seems, are analysts when they agree with a war, and advocates when they oppose it." Well, I would certainly recommend that you tune into Amy Goodman and her Amy Goodman, and her show every once in a while. It's quite informative. You might learn something. Bye.